So this is the lobby to the Flamingo. Never stayed here, but it's a really nice lobby. All marble floors. Well, it looks A-okay with me. It smells fine. Really girly. They got a super girly thing. Like everything's pink and fuchsia, so. And just pick one ball and see how she goes. Put me in the Normandy province area, which is like. So I literally only played 2 levels, and I got to get up and take a walk. I cannot believe how fucking horrible I'm running. Just a guy, he's just being real greedy, and you could just tell if he's got it or not. And he, I don't know, he just hitting everything on me. I had top pair of aces multiple times, and he's hit 2 pair on me. Whenever I called him, he's ended up hitting 2 pair. Guys hitting every river. And then another guy versus me, I turned the nut straight, blind versus blind. I raise him big, he calls. And then the river, of course, comes, the obvious flush comes in, and the board pairs. And he bets into me. I'm beat there. He's got a flush, so I'm just going to fold. And I'm not going to try to buff him off a flush. So it's just, I don't know, it's just ridiculous how shitty I'm running right now. And I have ace jack of hearts, get callers, and then flop a jack, and then, guy hits the flush. It's just, Jesus Christ. I mean, I literally have 20,000 left out of the 60,000 starting stack after 2 levels. And it's just, I'm running bad. It's ridiculous. So I just gotta, time to get up and take a break. Well, it was all of the same. I'm down to 20,000 in chips. It's just been a horrible start. The one kid, I raised with king jack in middle position. He called me. He seems to call every hand pre, but he's running good. So I think he's kind of taking advantage of it. Because flop come ace 9-9. I guess I should maybe check more out of position when I got something, or I don't know. But it was like 3 ways, 4 ways. No one looked that interested. It's a paired board, so I bet. And he called, and then the old man called. And then the turn was like an offsuit 6 or something. Just checked through. River was an 8, offsuit 8. Checked through, and nothing really came in as far as draws. But I ended up just showing down king high. The old man mucked, so he must have been on some kind of draw. Although it was a paired board, rainbow board, so I don't know what he could have, but maybe some low. I don't know what he could have, because anything beats me, but maybe there was 2 clubs on the board. You'd think there'd have to be something there. But the kid flipped over 6-8 offsuit. Like 6-8, I guess it was suited, but he had absolutely nothing. So his plan was to float me and then bluff me on the turn with garbage. I mean, just 4 people to the flop I bet into. And he called me with a backdoor flush draw, he said. And on a paired board with 4 people, just planning to float me, I guess. Which I think that's a little too loose into that many people. I raised early position too, I think, now I think about it. But anyway, he won with a pair of 6s there, and I'm like, all right, man, dude. I think I will too. I'm just not gonna, So anyway, I think that might help because he didn't try doing it again after that when I had, but I had pocket 9s. Flop was like ace 5-3. Of course everyone calls, and then he called me, and then the turn ran out all low, and I figured he must have had a pair or something because he never he just checked it down. So I think if he had an air, he probably would have tried bluffing. What I would have done on the turn if I checked and he put me all in, I might have called him and been wrong. But I mean, after seeing that float, it kind of is hard to fold second pair of that probably. So I don't know, running terrible. Hopefully it turns around. So quick update. We're on the break here. I'm not doing well. Things are not going well. I had like 7 big blinds, so see what happens. I went all in once already with like A7 suited. Interesting hand where I guess this guy has like a lot of like rings and shit. And older guy. It's nice to play with someone that knows you're joking and kind of a dry sense of humor sometimes, and just fucking with him. And he loved it. He's laughing his ass off. So nice to be around people that are like that versus nothing, or take things literally. So it was kind of a fun table, but he ended up betting on a 9-7 deuce like board, and he raised pre, and then I called, and I had A7 suited, so I had second pair. I called him. Turn he bet, and he bet small. The turn was a 10, so it had trips on there, and he's really staring at me, so I knew he didn't have trips. But he bet again the turn, and I'm like, well, he could have an overpair. There's no sense raising, so I called again. And then he bet big on the river when the third 10 came, so 10, 10, 10, 7. And then I'm like, he could easily have an overpair. He can have me beat. I didn't think he had a 10, that's for sure. But I folded. He said he had pocket 5, so he knew he was no good and figured he'd bluff. So I didn't expect that. But yeah, 7 bigs, so see what happens. Okay, so the one thing I like in the store, they can't sell me. It's just a display model. I don't get it. The WSOP every year in their shops, you got to come in the first 2 weeks. Otherwise, anything decent is gone. They order a million things that are children's size, small, which will never fit anybody. I even told the lady, look around at all the guys. Show me one guy that's small. So I don't get it. So everything sells out. Anything decent, all the big sizes, gone after 2 weeks. Anything decent, gone. I don't understand why they don't order shit. Like everything that I would have bought in a heartbeat. Well, yeah, we had that, but they all sold out. So, that was popular. They had one with the dogs playing poker in the back, and it was cool. The WSOP, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like that. It just had the little WSOP and the logo in the front, and then in the back it had the dogs playing poker. I was like, that's cool. Of course, that was sold. They sold all out of them. All they had left on them was children's extra small sizes. Really, I don't think it fit a 4-year-old. I don't know why you'd buy something that small. But anyway, I don't know why they don't get their act together and buy enough. I think they're afraid of overbuying, but that never happens. And everything they buy that's cool is gone, and they only buy tiny sizes. It's like, guys, look around at the poker players. Like freaking over half of them, their doctor would say is morbidly obese. So get your act together and buy some larger sizes. It just irks me because anytime you see something that's like gone, you got to be here in the first 2 weeks of the series. Okay, my impressions of the Flamingo. The workout center, they said it was closed at 3, and then someone else said it cost money, but neither of those are true. It's about 7 p.m. local time, and I was able to get in just fine. The workout equipment is lacking, though. I mean, there's not much, and it's pretty clunky old machines, and they did not have anything for the chest, which was pretty weak. So not very impressed, but they did have a little workout center. And the pool, though, was supposed to be really nice. It was a dump. The water was like all murky, and I was starting to get in where the bar was. I mean, it looks okay, but dude, that water was like funky and smelling, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm not even going in. Just not impressed with any of the pool. And most of the kids area pool, their slides and stuff for the kids, that's all closed down, so you can't even get into it. So So the pool was a D for me. I was not impressed. And then but the room seems all right. It's nothing fancy. I'm not impressed, but refrigerator could be colder. It's not very cold. But the main thing for me is with my lung problems, I need something that doesn't smell or, there's not a cold air or musty or smelling like cigarette. And there's none of that stuff. So the room smells fine. And that's like the biggest thing for me is a clean room that doesn't stink. And the fresh air. And it seems fine. It's a mess right now, but and you can see it's a mess. But it's nothing fancy, but bed's comfortable. And so I'm good with the room. I give that probably a B plus. So not bad, nothing fancy, but B. But I don't need something fancy. So I will say it's really close to the WSOP, which is over at the Horseshoe, and it's probably just a half a block. It's not far. It's a bit of walking with a scooter. It's nothing, and so it is pretty close. It's not far to go over to there, so that's nice. I get up an hour before, take a shower, and I have plenty of time to get to the event in time. So that's it. Nothing exciting. I did not do well today. I didn't think I played my best, but I don't know. I didn't run good either. I ran terrible. Guy was hitting 2 pairs on me and stuff early on, and I had some guys that were really good, like turning hands into bluffs, recognizing things, floating with air. Just stuff you do not see at all when I'm playing back at home. In cash games or in the tournaments in Ohio or anything. So there's a lot of tricky, decent playing that, I'm thinking, okay, there's no way a guy could be bluffing here. No one's ever bluffing here. No one's turning their hand into a bluff. And these guys were. So, one of the things the guy that said to me is he said, check out the Hendon mob before you go. And I think that's a good idea. Just to see, if someone's got rings and bracelets and shit like that, you probably want to assume that, yes, they could be turning a hand into a bluff here. And maybe I do have to call down more and make that adjustment, because I think I made a lot of folds probably that I just shouldn't have been. The hand that knocked me out was he raised it, but he raised it all the time. This kid was raising every hand. And I probably would have raised with a 2 with this stack. Ace-4 suited under the gun. And there was a call, and I had 8 big blinds, and I jammed. Now, this is questionable for sure. I thought about just calling and seeing a flop first. But with such a short, I wanted to get the other guy out right and just kind of get heads up. Maybe the guy up front would fold. Questionable whether or not I should take that spot or not. I should probably look into it. But, I jammed and to get the other guy out. He called, and he had ace-4 suited. And the thing is I'm not too sure about that call, because most of the time I got a pair, and you're not in good shape because I got the pair over the 4, or you're dominated. So if you think about my range of hands, for 9 big blinds, 8 big blinds, whatever it was, ace-4 should just be a fold, period. That's not a good enough hand to call a shove. So he was aggressive, but he was making a lot of aggro errors, calling when he shouldn't be, bluffing when he shouldn't be. Just super aggro kid, but just too aggro. And but I should have known he was going to call. So should I have taken that spot? It's kind of questionable. I could probably look it up in PIO a little bit later, GTO, whatever. But yeah, other than that, I should just look up some of the players and see if they're capable of doing some stuff. That's it. I got a workout in today, and I'm very glad I did. It killed me. I've been under the weather, but definitely a good idea. Just get the blood flowing and muscles working again. Lift some iron. Something I needed to do, and I was glad I did it today. So hopefully it'll put me in a better mindset, good mindset, feeling better for tomorrow. And tomorrow is the 600 deep stack. It starts out with 40-minute levels, only 30K in chips, but then, like I said, the mini main was 60K in chips. This is only 30, but the levels are longer. It starts out 40-minute levels and then hour-long levels. So if I can hopefully get a better start for sure, then maybe go deep in this one. Let's hope. All right, see you tomorrow. Look how big that's getting. How much taller it is than all the buildings around it. Treasure Island looks like a dwarf compared to the Hard Rock. Got a long way on that. That thing's going to be freaking towering all over all of Vegas. You know, they had a problem with Paris. They said it was too tall for the flights to fly over, but I guess it's further down the strip. But that thing looks like it's going to end up being taller than the Eiffel Tower thing at Paris. It's big.